Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today we're going to be doing a Ryzeal deck profile. So I'm really excited to do this one for you guys because this deck is the best deck to play this format. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. I can your name, description, every single video, getting assigned cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month to your Patreon. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're playing 3 copies of EXT. This card is one of the best starters in the entire deck, with the ability that you can special summon this card in your hand by sending an XZ monster from your X deck to the graveyard, which is a great effect that doesn't even waste your normal summon to get this card out on your side of the field. And the best target to be able to send to the graveyard off this card's effect is your copy of Aggregator, which is so cool so we can attach it to our copy of Detonator later. But this card also has the ability, if this card is normal or special summon and you control no other face-up monster except a level or rank 4 monsters, you can add a Fire Thunder monster from your deck to your hand, which is a great effect to be able to search out your copy of Sword or Node directly from your deck to your hand when you summon this card out. We then play 3 copies of Ice Ryzeal. Ice is definitely a 3 of as well in the deck, and an awesome card overall, as this card has the ability you can special summon this card from your hand by sending a card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Also, if this card is normal summoned specifically, you can special summon a Ryzeal monster from your deck, except another copy of this card, but watch out for that about this effect. It does have to be normal summoned. We then play 3 copies of Sword Ryzeal. This card is amazing as a 3 of in the deck, and it's really cool overall because this card has the ability, if you control a Ryzeal monster in your hand, on your field or in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand, which is an awesome effect to use this card as an extender. And also, if this card is normal or special summon, you can actually add a Light Pyro monster from your deck to your hand, which is your copy of EXT or Ice, which is so cool that this card is a 1-card combo. The cool thing about this deck is all 3 of these monsters are all 1-card combos for this deck. We then play a single copy of Node. Node is really good in the deck, but I feel like 1 is really all you need for the build. This card has the ability of an XZ monster in the field or in the graveyard. You can special summon this card from your hand, which is a great effect to instantly get this card out on your side of the field just to use as an extender to help you make more rank 4s. We then play 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom's definitely a 3 of in the build to basically just stop your opponent from touching the deck. We then play 3 copies of Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler's amazing in the build to basically just stop your opponent's monster effects. We then play 3 copies of Drollin Lockbird. Drollin Lockbird's really good in the build, and it's an overall fantastic card to stop your opponent from searching for the rest of the turn, but you could change this card out for one of the Mulch Armies, which is a really good option in the deck, but this card is just overall fantastic to stop your opponent from searching. We then play 2 copies of Ghost Ogre. Ghost Ogre helps out a lot in this build to help you pop cards on the field. We then play 2 copies of Ghost Mourner. Ghost Mourner's really good at stopping your opponent's monster effects, which is amazing in this format. And then finally play 2 copies of Nibiru. Nibiru's amazing in this build as a 2 of, and overall just a fantastic card because we can easily out this card in this build. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to start with a single copy of Called by the Grave. Called by the Grave is an amazing 1 of the build just to stop your opponent's hand traps while you're going in for all of your plays. We then play a single copy of Plugin. Plugin's amazing in the deck, but you only need a single copy of this card because you can search it off your copy of Duo Drive. This card has the ability, it's basically a monster reborn for the deck, letting you target one of your XZ monsters or a Ryzeal monster that's banished or in your graveyard and special summon it. Then you can attach a Ryzeal card from your deck to a rank 4 XZ monster you control, which is a great effect to help you just get an additional material under one of your monsters. We then play a single copy of Cross. Cross is amazing as a field spell because this card is actually a negate. This card is one of the most powerful cards in the deck, and a card you want to establish on your side of the field as quickly as possible. This card has the ability that you cannot XZ summon monsters with the same name as cards you control, and you can also target 2 Ryzeal cards in your graveyard except a copy of Cross, place them on the bottom of the deck in any order, and then draw a card, which is an awesome effect to help you recycle your resources, and this card also helps us play around Nibiru, because once per turn, when a monster effect is activated by your opponent resolves, you can detach a material from a Ryzeal XZ monster you control, and if you do, negate that effect, which is a crazy powerful effect that you can use this card every single turn as a negate. We then play 2 copies of Pot of Desires. Pot of Desires is really good in this deck as a 2-0, but I'm always resolving this card after I've gone full combo to basically just grab hand traps out of my deck, because we play so many different hand traps in this build, as the deck is so consistent because there's so many 1-card combos in this build. This card is amazing in the build, but I feel like 2 copies is really all you need in the deck, because you don't want to Desires into a copy of Desires, so I feel like 2 copies is great, and it's a fantastic card in this build to help us dig into the deck for more hand traps. We then play 3 copies of Bonfire. Bonfire is definitely a 3 of the build, because this card is amazing in the deck, because it's still a 1-card combo in the build, so it helps us get to our Ryzeal monsters, and it's overall a fantastic card in this deck to be able to use, because it's basically Rhoda for the deck. We then play 3 copies of Crossout Designator. Crossout Designator is great as a 3-up, as this card helps out a lot in the build just to stop your opponent's hand traps, especially in this deck, as we have such a variety of hand traps in this build. So, that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're going to start with a single copy of Plasma Hole. Plasma Hole is really good as a 1-of in the build, and this card has the ability to let you target a face-up card your opponent controls up to the number of Ryzeal XZ monsters you control and destroy them. Then you can attach a Ryzeal card from your graveyard to one rank 4 XZ monster that you control. You can also banish this card in the graveyard to immediately affect Zal's XZ summon an XZ monster using monsters you control, including a Ryzeal monster, which is a really cool effect to be able to use, but this card is amazing because it helps you pop cards on the field. We then play 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Infinite Impermanence is amazing in this deck to basically just stop your opponent's monster effects and also lock down entire columns of spells and traps. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to start off with our main boss monster, Detonator. This card is an amazing 2-of in the deck and an absolutely broken card. This card has the ability that when your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can detach a material from this card, target a card on the field, and destroy it. And you only use the following effect of this card once per turn, that if this card is special summoned, you can attach a monster from your graveyard to this card as a material, and if an XZ monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can detach a material from this card instead, which is a great effect to be able to use. And that's why we always send our copy of Aggregator to the graveyard off our copy of EXT, so we can basically attach it to this card, so we can give it that additional ability that when our copy of Aggregator is detached, it's a negate. We then play 2 copies of Duo Drive. Duo Drive is amazing in the deck, but 2 copies is really all you need. This card has the ability that for each material this card has, monsters you control gain 100 attack points, and monsters your opponent control lose 100 attack points. And if this card is special summoned, you can attach a Ryzeal monster from your graveyard to this card as a material, and during your main phase, you can detach 2 materials from a monster you control, and if you do, add 2 Ryzeal cards with different names from your deck to your hand, which are usually grabbing your 2 spell cards, plug in and cross. We then play a single copy of Aggregator. I've actually considered playing 2 copies of this card, but I feel like 1 is really all you need to be able to use your copy of EXT, so that you can basically attach to your copy of Detonator. We then play a single copy of Full Armored Utopic Ray Lancer. This card is really good as a 1-of in the deck, and it's just a really great card to be able to use, especially for the battle phase, and it's a great piece to be able to use if you need to go in for game. We then play a single copy of Light Dragon. Light Dragon also helps us pop cards on the field, and it's a really good card overall in the deck, as if a monster you control would be destroyed by card effect, you can detach a material from this card instead, and it also helps you pop cards on the field, which is really nice. You then play a single copy of Baguska. Baguska is just in case we need to slow down the game. It's a great option overall to be able to play in the deck. Play a single copy of Tornado Dragon. Tornado Dragon is actually the card I considered to play the second copy of Aggregator, because it's really good in the deck to help you pop spells and traps, but using Aggregator as a negate when it touches the graveyard is just really, really nice. But Tornado Dragon does serve a purpose to be able to pop spells and traps, but it is something to think about as you're playing this deck, as you could drop the Tornado Dragon for a second copy of Aggregator. We then play a single copy of Exciton Knight. Exciton Knight's really good in the deck to help you board wipe the field, and it's just a really good option overall to help you board wipe the field before the battle phase, and it's a really cool card in the deck. We then play a single copy of Abyss Dweller just to help you lock down the graveyard in certain matchups. We then play a single copy of Number 60. Number 60 is amazing in this build. This card helps you OTK like crazy. That you can detach 2 materials in this card to draw a card. You can special summon a monster back from the grave in defense position, or you can double the attack of a monster you control until the end of the turn, which is a great effect to help us OTK. We then play a single copy of Zeus. Since we are playing an XZ deck, this card comes in really handy every so often to help us board wipe the field. 1 copy of Typhon. Typhon is amazing in this build to help you bounce cards off the field that can't be destroyed, and also it's really good going second just in case you need it. We then play a single copy of Donner. Donner's great in the deck just in case you have a copy of Nibiru on your side of the field. You can basically out your copy of Nibiru and help you pop a card on the field, which is really nice to be able to do. It's overall just a fantastic card in the deck just for another option. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This deck is super fun to be able to play. If you guys have never played Ryzeal before, you should definitely give this deck a try, as this deck is the best deck of the format, and it's so fun to be able to play, to be able to just basically go full combo with any of our level 4 monsters, and it's just amazing to be able to play this deck. So that's gonna be this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell and there soon become part of the notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.